There's no way around it. When we're moving, I think we reevaluate every single thing we own. Should we keep it? Should we move it? Should we gift it?
So they say when you're choosing your light fixture to go over your table, it needs to be the same shape as your table. Do you think that's true?
This is so precious to me. This is a painting done in 1991 by an artist named Dee Morgan. She would paint these beautiful angelic scenes of how she wished life would be. She tragically lost her son, and the painting really helped her get through it. She would later say that after her son passed, in the years that followed of healing, she became such a better person, a better artist, and a person that could understand another person's pain.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for coming back and seeing me and Desi, and I hope you had a good, safe, happy week. And I have had a crazy week, and welcome to my life. This is moving part 2. Now this is Saturday, right? Okay. The moving truck is about 10 days away. So I feel a lot better knowing that we're all going on this journey together. And thank you so much for your sweet comments last week. You really helped me out a lot with your tips about how to turn my open floor plan of a dining room and a living room into something fabulous. I have so many ideas now. It's going to be so much fun. But I wanted to talk a little bit today about some of your questions. You've got a lot of questions. I'm so surprised. And some of the questions are kind of funny because I can always tell a person who doesn't know us here, someone who has just like dropped in and they'll ask like the weirdest questions. I think the number one question I get is, what about Hal? Aren't we ever going to see Hal again now that you're moving? And yes, you will see Hal. It's so sweet that you like him so much, and he appreciates that too. But Hal is a family friend. He's like a second dad to my son, so there's no losing Hal. Believe me, I've tried. It doesn't work. So no worries.
So Hal, are you going to miss me?
No,
How come?
because you won't really be gone. You're just moving. So I will see you. It's not like I can't drive up to Big Rapids.
Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood. And I looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth.
Question I get is, hey, you were always so poor and going to thrift stores. How did you ever save up enough money to buy a house? And I understand that because when I started my channel, I had $1.47 in my account, and I had to go into debt to get my channel going, and I worked an extra job. Well, anyway, my finances were a mess. So I can see 8 years later, how am I buying a house? Well, I saved. I saved everything I could. starting in 2018, what I would do is I would go to the grocery store because I wanted a garden so bad. Gardening is such a love of mine, and I would pick up packets of seeds. I would film them, and I would write on the packets, my yard. Well, I didn't have a yard, and I didn't have a house, but I would buy the seeds and just put them all around, and that would inspire me. It would make me have hope that someday Desi and I could have a little house. In 2020, the pandemic hit, and my channel became very successful. So that attracted advertisers that paid me money, advertisers that I love. I didn't take very many, but the ones I did, I loved, like Venus and Balway and Anna Lalisa. And if it wasn't for them, I couldn't have gotten my house. And also, too, during 2020, the government gave us all, I believe it was 3 stimulus checks. Well, I saved mine. So last year, when I went to the bank and I tried to find a lender that would allow me to buy a house, they all turned me down. And even though that was one of the saddest times of my life last year, it gave me a roadmap of what I needed to do to get my house. And it was tough. I had to have a good credit score. It had to be 740 or above. I could have no debt, not even a car payment, nothing, no debt whatsoever. I had to have 2 years of income tax returns to show that I was turning a profit. Now, I get Social Security because I'm 68, and that was fine. But I needed extra income to show that I could afford a mortgage. And I also needed 15% down to put down on a house, or my mortgage would be unaffordable for me. So those are the things that I did to get a house. And it took me another year to make sure that all my ducks were in a row. And then come to find out, there is a program through Fannie Mae that if you are considered a first-time home buyer, they cover your closing costs. So, that was fantastic. I don't even have a sound to make. I was so happy when I found that out. So I got very, very lucky, and I found the house that I just love in the price range that I could afford. And my lender, we closed in 3 weeks because he was just fantastic.
So much of our life is in pursuit of our dinner. Why is that?
Oh, I love that. Beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. Coco Chanel. Do you think that's true, Hal?
No.
How did you find your house? I found my house on a site called Realtor.com. And I put in the location I wanted the house, the size, and the price range. And my price range was like from $150,000 to $200,000. And I thought in that price range, I could afford it. And the first house I saw was like $225,000. And I asked my lender about it, and he said, well, it's up to you. How do you want to live? Do you ever want to be able to retire? And I thought, oh yeah, good point. And then I fell in love with this little brick house, and it was $165,000, and that was below my budget. That would mean that I could have such an amazingly secure life in a home that wasn't too big for me. So I fell in love, but still, I had reservations. I wasn't ready to buy a house yet. I hadn't emotionally quite gotten there yet. And my son, who never tells me what to do, who's never said an unkind thing to me in his whole life, and he turns 50 this week, he saw the house, and he wrote me, and he said, Mom, buy the house. I love the house. Buy the house. That's your house.
I'm going to try this root rescue. My hair is a mess. It's just like Madame Curie once said, or maybe it was Susan B. Anthony. No matter how crazy life gets, you always have time for a root touch-up. Okay, I just made that up, but it feels true.
This morning, I used that little root touch-up rescue, and I don't think it worked. Do you? I mean, I think if you have to ask somebody if it worked, I don't think it worked. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Hey, Hal, have you ever been to Utah?
Yes, I have.
Oh, wow, Hal, you look so handsome. Okay, what's the word of the day?
Utah.
Utah?
Utah.
Why Utah?
Why not Utah?
I got this question last week, and it was such a good one. And they said, I can tell that you love your new little house. What are your goals for that house in the next 5 years? And I thought, wow, I do have some goals, and I didn't even know it until you asked me that. Well, I want to finish off the basement, and that would give me 800 more square feet. It would give me a lovely family room and an extra bedroom with a nice bathroom. And the way that they finish off basements now, you can have the most luxurious bedroom down there. And I've got some ideas of the bedroom that I would love to have built down there. Now, I'm going to have to save up because a basement remodel is like $20,000, I believe. So yeah, I got some saving. Too bad they don't sell packs of basement remodel seeds. Buy those. Another goal that I have is to rebuild my sunroom. It's insulated and it has electricity and it's right off the kitchen, but I would love to rebuild that room and have it a 4-season room that I can enjoy even in the dead of winter. So I'm looking forward to that. But I think most of all, I dream of what I can do with the landscaping. How I can bring in these beautiful snowball bushes for the front. It has a cottage feel, so I'd like to try to figure out how to maybe do a cottage garden. I need Miss Linda Vodder to help me. I love her. I watch her almost every day, and I'm certainly not in her league of gardening, but she gives me so many great ideas. But in the backyard, that's where I want my home to shine, where it's just as pleasant being out there as it is inside my home. But I won't know until I get there. What am I going to do with the loft bedroom? I have no idea. I think I'm going to take the front room to the east and the south as my bedroom because that room has 3 windows. Do you know I have never had a bedroom that had 3 windows? Even I've lived in some beautiful homes, but my bedroom has always been facing west, or I've always had two windows, but never 3. So I kind of want that room for my bedroom. I think it's going to be so beautiful. I could make that a study or a den or a place to have tea and have deep conversations with, I don't know, the plumber. I don't know. I won't know till I get there. And that's half the fun of it. At our age, you know, people are talking about, oh, you got to downsize and, oh, you better start cleaning up your place because who knows when you're going to drop dead and your kids, you don't want to leave them a mess. Well, screw all that. This is under the Tuscan sun, only Michigan style.
I will never give this painting away because every time I see it, it reminds me to keep other people in my prayers always.
Looking back on my life, there are two emotions that I will always remember, and one is love, and the other one is fear. It seems like I spent my whole life running from fear. And then one day, I learned how to dance with it. And that, right there, made all the difference.
It's not just enough to wake up every day and go through the motions of living. I love life. I love living. And it's not just enough to love it. I've got to take care of it. It really happened. Hey everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us today and checking in. I loved every second of it. And if you get a chance below, could you just leave maybe some ideas about your home, my home, or anything that might have crossed your mind in me talking about the new house. And for those that said, you're dreaming, you're just going to be laughed out of the bank, you're never going to get a house, you were wrong. Dreams do come true. They come true for all of us. It's not enough just to love something. You have to take care of it. And that includes dreams too. Please have yourself a wonderful, happy, safe, brand new week. And when you're done with your week, you come back and check in on me and Desi, okay? All right. It's a deal. We'll be here. We love you.
I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.